Stretch of some of the most popular Kentucky Derby Festival events right after Thunder over Louisville. The parade of balloons getting underway in just a couple of hours. And this morning, the hot air balloons were up and flying around the Great Lawn.
Man, look how pretty they look there with that sunrise behind them. The parade of balloons starts at 7 tonight, and at 9 is the balloon glow at the Louisville Waterfront on the Great Lawn. But this Saturday, of course, is jam-packed with hopefully the balloon race going off no problem at the same time as the marathon races.
And Kentucky Derby Festival President and CEO Matt Gibson swung by WHAS on his way to, I'm sure, another big event.
That's exactly right.
Matt, you were chatting with Mallory Schnell over there about Saturday, the balloon race, one of the oldest of the festival events.
Oh, it is.
What are you hearing? The forecast, how do you think?
Well, it's always nice to have an inside track to walk right in and say, hey, what do we know right now? And it looks great. And if there's a little bit of rain that morning, the runners don't mind. That's at the Humana Mini and Marathon. And we're approaching some of our record-breaking numbers there again that we've done in the past.
You mean number of people?
Yes, for participants. We're approaching 14,000 folks, which is extraordinary. And the running is a trend across the country. And then, of course, for the balloon events. So you saw that we did just a kind of a warm-up this morning. The weather was so great. The water was like glass. There were great reflections up there. And we thought, why don't we just launch a few just to tease. And then tomorrow we go into the L&N rush hour race, and that we'll fly over traffic in the morning, and then a second glow tomorrow night. In a few hours, we'll be glowing on the waterfront at Kroger's Festival, and it just keeps going from there.
Yeah, love watching all of it. And let's start back with the kickoff of the festival and Thunder, and it really went off well.
It did. It went off fantastic. We got off everything that we wanted to, and fireworks love cold weather. Yeah. And they were so bright. We've heard so much feedback, and it's all been magnificent. It's always a challenge to do that event, and we had to do some unique things on the bridge this year with forklifts.
Looked good, though.
It did. It looked fantastic, and it didn't allow us to do the waterfall, but that doesn't mean that it's gone. We get a lot of feedback on the waterfall, but I loved, you see it on the screen, I loved the way that the fireworks chased each other. That is such a great focal point for the event. It makes the venue so unique.
Something you just said, okay, Thunder, 37 years just cleared, but for the first time ever, you have an accurate crowd prediction.
We do.
Because it's always been sort of a, you know, what do you think, 500,000 people or not? Yeah. You're using AI. Tell us about that. What number came back?
So we use a company called Pacer AI that allows us to track folks that opt in, and it gives us an accurate count to what's on the venue and surrounding areas, and we were well over 150,000. And that says a lot, because the threat of weather can oftentimes be just as bad as bad weather, because people plan all week long, and they have to get their supplies. And as soon as the rain broke early in the day, it was amazing. People were moving in. It's like they were waiting in their cars, and they just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming.
So it's both sides of the river.
Oh, it was incredible.
That's both sides.
Yeah, and that's pretty typical for us on a cold weather, or where there's that threat of rain that we were talking about all week long. And we got lucky. We got everything off from the air show. The drone show looked fantastic, and the fireworks love that cold temperature.
Awesome. And you've got so many more events coming. You mentioned this weekend how busy you'll be.
We do.
But you have so many groups of people with the Derby Festival.
We do.
That are keyed in on their specific events, right?
You know, I'm lucky to have an incredible staff. I'd put them up against anybody across the globe in this industry, but that's a small portion. We have 4,000 of the most dedicated volunteers that come out and help us do it. It doesn't matter if it's the glamorous or the gritty, and they're out there to do it, and they come back year after year. And then I have an extraordinary board of directors, and that's 75. So when you see all the pink jackets, there's 90 of us together, and you really know it's springtime.
Matt, we thank you so much for coming in. You're on the big sprint.
Thank you
hang
so much.
around, because Mallory's going to update that forecast right now for us. Mallory.